So, good morning, my dear students. Welcome to today's physics class. We are in chapter 8 motion, and till now we have completed topics such as distance, displacement, speed, velocity, and also acceleration. We have also done few numericals on those topics. So, today we are going to discuss about graphical representation of motion. In what way different types of motions can be represented in terms of graph, that we are going to study, and that is mainly we are going to discuss these two topics. First one is importance of graphical representation of motion. So why graphical representation of motion is important, we are going to discuss that, and then we are also going to discuss about different types of graph related to different types of motion. So those different types of graphs include distance time graph for uniform motion, distance time graph for non-uniform motion, velocity time graph for uniform motion, velocity time graph for non-uniform motion, and finally velocity time graph for uniform acceleration. So we are going to discuss all these 5 types of graph. So let us start with the first topic, that is importance of graphical representation of motion. Now, why graphical method of representing motion is necessary? So it helps to understand the nature of the motion of an object. So by studying the graph, we can understand the nature of the motion of that particular object. Then it helps to calculate physical quantities such as speed, velocity, acceleration easily using graph. So it also helps us to calculate speed, velocity, acceleration easily using graph. So using graph we can easily find out the speed from distance time graph, velocity from displacement time graph, and also acceleration from velocity time graph. So without much calculation we can easily find out using the graph. So these are few important points related to importance of graphical representation of motion. Now regarding this second point, how we can calculate speed, so please note down this as well. So how we can find speed using graph. So let us discuss the points, and please note this in your copy. So I will just write this note. So to calculate speed, how can we find speed? So slope of distance time graph gives the speed. Similarly, now we know speed is distance by time. So slope of distance time graph gives speed. Similarly, slope of displacement time graph gives velocity. So slope of distance time graph gives velocity. Why? Because we know velocity is equal to displacement by time. Slope of distance time graph gives the speed, and slope of displacement time graph gives velocity. Again, slope of velocity time graph gives acceleration. So these are few important things which you have to note down in your copy. So slope of distance time graph gives speed, slope of displacement time graph gives velocity, and slope of velocity time graph gives acceleration. Now let us discuss the different types of graph. So number one, distance time graph or DT graph. Now for distance time graph, we should know one thing: distance is a dependent quantity, whereas time is what? Independent quantity. Therefore, distance, we know that dependent quantity is always represented along what? Y-axis, and independent quantity is always represented along x-axis. So whenever we draw distance time graph, distance is always taken along what? Y-axis, whereas time is always taken along x-axis. So we have to write distance along y-axis and time along x-axis. Why? Because time is a independent quantity, and always the independent quantity is represented along x-axis. So this important point again you have to note down. Now the first one, distance time graph for uniform motion, how can we draw? Now let us take few values. Distance time. Now suppose in 0 it will be 0. In first 1 hour a vehicle covers, let's say, 10 kilometers. Then in next 2 hours, next 1 hour, that is at the end of 2 hours, the vehicle reaches 20 kilometers or covers 20 kilometers. Then similarly, at the end of 3 hours, the vehicle completes 30 kilometers. Now here distance is in kilometer and time is in hour. Now if we try to plot this data here in the graph, we will see that. Now let us try to plot the graph first. Now let this be 10 kilometers, let this be 20 kilometers. Now distance, if we take in kilometers and time in hours, and here it is 30. Now this is 0, this is 1 hour, this is 2 hour, and this is 3 hours. Now this is what? Time. So at the end of 1 hour, what is the distance? It is 10. So draw a line here. Similarly, draw a perpendicular line corresponding to 1. So this is our first point. Then for 2 hours, the distance is what? 20. So here again draw a perpendicular from 20 parallel to x-axis, and then similarly draw a perpendicular parallel to y-axis on 2. Similarly for 30 also. So here we notice that the distance cover is equal with respect to the time interval. That means in equal interval of time, the distance covered is also what? Equal. And in this case, for every 1 hour, what is the distance covered? It is 10 kilometers. It is 10. Or what is the interval here? 1 hour each. So these points, if we join them, it forms a straight line making an acute angle with the x-axis. So this is what? Distance time graph for uniform motion. Now we have already discussed about uniform motion in the beginning classes. Now what is uniform motion? The motion in which an object covers equal distance in equal interval of time. So we have already discussed this, so it will be easier for you to understand. So now let us discuss about distance time graph for a non-uniform motion. Now what we have to take? We have to take few more values to understand distance time graph for non-uniform motion. Now let us draw distance time graph for non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion. So again, let us take few values. Distance time. Distance again, let us take in kilometers. Time in hours. So for 0, it is 0. Let us take for first 1 hour, distance cover is 10 kilometers. For the next 1 hour, let the distance cover be 20 kilometers. So it becomes 30 kilometers at the end of 2 hours. And let us take what? 30 kilometers at the end of, so it covers 30 kilometers in the next 1 hour. So at the end of 3 hours, the distance cover becomes 60. Now let us try to plot this value in the graph. This is y, this is x-axis, time will be along x-axis and distance will be along y-axis. Distance is in kilometers, time is in hours. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Here we have to take this is 10, this is 20, this is 30, this is 40, this is 50, this is 60. So at the end of first 1 hour, what is the distance cover? It's 10 kilometers. So let us take this point first. Then at the end of 2 hours, distance covered is 30 kilometers. So it is 30. Then at the end of 3 hours, distance covered is what? 60. So if we connect these points, we find that this is not a straight line, rather it is a curve or increasing curve, since the distance covered in every 1 hour is increasing. So here the change in distance is what? Not same. Therefore we can say this is a what? Distance time graph for non-uniform motion. Now let us quickly draw the velocity time graph for different types of motion. So first we'll consider velocity time graph for uniform motion. Now when we say velocity time graph, we have to take velocity along y-axis. So velocity time graph, what we will take? Velocity, we will take velocity, we will take along y-axis, and time we will take along x-axis. Now let us take the values here. Now since it is a velocity time graph for a uniform motion, that means the velocity is constant. Velocity is not changing throughout the journey. So if it is 20 meter per second, now let us write down the units here. Velocity, let the unit be meter per second, and let us take the unit of time as second this time. Now suppose at the end of first second, the velocity is what? 20 meter per second. Similarly at the end of 2 seconds, the velocity will remain what? Same as 20. Even at the end of 3 seconds, the velocity will remain same. Why? Because it is a uniform motion. Uniform motion means velocity will be constant throughout. So for this type of values, for this type of motion, how can you draw the graph? Now this is velocity along y-axis, this is time along x-axis, this is y, this is x. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 velocity, this is 10, 20, 30. Now here velocity is what? 20 for each time interval. So there is no change in velocity. So first 1 second velocity is 20, even at the end of second 1 we have same velocity 20, and at the end of third second the velocity is still 20. So if we connect these 3 points, we see that it is a straight line which is parallel to what? X-axis. So you can note down, this is a straight line. Here you get a straight line parallel to x-axis. So this is about velocity time graph for a uniform motion. Now we'll draw velocity time graph for a non-uniform motion. Now for a non-uniform motion, that means here the velocity will not be constant, the velocity will keep changing. Suppose at the end of first second the velocity is 20, then the velocity reduces to 10 at the end of 2 seconds. So let it be 10, and again the velocity increased to 30 meter per second. So if we draw the graph for this value, the graph will be somewhat different. So here velocity at the end of 1 second is 20, so let it be here. Then the velocity reduces to what? 10 at the end of 2 seconds. So this comes here. Now at the end of 3 seconds the velocity again increases to what? 30. So here it will be like this. So started with 20, decreased to 10, and then again increased to what? 30. So this is a graph for what? Non-uniform motion, that is velocity time graph for non-uniform motion. So this is how we have got a graph for velocity time graph for non-uniform motion. Now let us see velocity time graph for a uniform acceleration. Now what do you mean by uniform acceleration? The velocity increases equally for equal interval of time. So if it is, let us take another set of values. So first 1 second this velocity is 10 meter per second, at the end of 2 seconds velocity is 20, and at the end of 3 seconds velocity is 30. Now if we draw the graph for this set of values, we'll get one, 2, 3, 4. Here it is time along x-axis. So at the end of first second, what is the velocity? 10. So this is 10. At the end of 2 seconds velocity is what? 20. At the end of 3 seconds the velocity is what? 30. So here we have seen one thing, that the change in velocity is constant. That means for every 1 second the change in velocity is what? 10 meter per second. So if we note down the formula of acceleration, that is a equal to v minus u by t, if we consider the time interval from 1 to 2, what is the gap of time? It is 1 second. And what is the difference in velocity? Now if we consider 20 as final velocity here and 10 is the initial velocity, then 20 minus 10 divided by 1 will give you what? 10 meter per second square. Similarly for the second case, again time interval is what? 1, and here the initial velocity is 20 and final velocity is 30. So this is first case. Now for the second case you can write a equal to again v minus u by t, and for the second case what is the final velocity? 30, and what is the initial velocity? It is 20. Time interval is again 1. So 30 minus 20 is again 10. So this is 10 meter per second square. So we see that the acceleration is coming same, that is 10 meter per second square here also and 10 meter per second square here also. Therefore it is called uniform acceleration. And if we connect the points, we'll get a straight line again, same as that of distance time graph for uniform motion. So here it is a straight line making an acute angle with the x-axis. So this is all about the different types of graph and the importance of representing motion using graph. In the next class, we'll discuss about the equations of motion, or we'll derive the equations of motion using graph. So this is all about today's class. Thank you, my dear students.